Alright, so I'm going to do a few Lego, minimal Lego X-Wing designs here. This is one that I originally used when I first started out. Super duper tiny, but it does work. You can add the S-foils like that. You just want to get a representation of it. Obviously, it doesn't have to be super accurate. People know what that is by looking at it. But I've decided recently to add the engines. They're probably, I think they're white actually in the original trilogy, these engines, but they do work. And obviously you can have the S foils. Put that on the wrong way around. And there you go. Oops. There's another one. Let's just add. Doesn't want to. There's nowhere to put the thing. Put the clip on the back there. You can add like a thing at the front. Give it a bit more. Whatever. This turns it into like a jet. Sorry, it's a bit gross. That kind of works. It's all about just getting it represented. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can actually add, just bear with me. Oh, I've lost it. Never mind. There's a couple of things you can add. This is the whole thing of Lego, macroscale Lego. You can get super abstract. There's another X-Wing. Well, it's not really, is it? But there you go. Yeah, you don't really want to be getting. You don't have to be super accurate with what you're making, as long as you get the form of it. All right, you're done. There's a super nano scale, super small Star Destroyer. And what else have I got here? I've got a very beat up version of the Millennium Falcon with a few pieces missing. That I've done differently. I've not got them nearby, but there's a build on that I've got. Sorry, a video I've got of the Millennium Falcon somewhere, which does have that on it. I'm just knocking things over in my house. Now I built a better looking A-wing by mistake the other day. Come on, that won't go in there. Which I quite like. Don't worry about the colours. The colours might be off. That works on its own as an A-wing. But if you add, one of these teeth pieces like that, and where is the other one? I'll have to add a more silver one because I can't find the piece. You get quite a nice A-wing shape there. There might be a few gaps there, but it still works as an A-wing. Oops. Let me get my trusty little, whatever this is called. Put it on the side there. And there's an A-wing. Obviously you can do whatever colours you want, those are just the shapes. What else can we do? Let me have a little look at what I've got lying around. Just throw my X-Wing back in the shot. Let me have a little look at what I've got here. I think I've shown this before. I've definitely done a video of it. of Luke's land speeder. And what I've done here, you can do it like that, or you can do it however you want. If you just add that onto it, it gives it a kind of like cute cartoonish kind of feel. That actually works with the X-Wing as well. If you do, that's loose, that piece. You can just add, how did I do it the other day? You can add, if you add just a 1x2 plate to the front of the X-Wing, you can turn it into something a little bit more, like I say, cartoony, but it still works. I'll get on there. That needs something on the front, which I bet I don't have at hand. Oh yes I do. So it's a complete mess on this desk. Bit of fluff on there. That S file does not want to stay on. There you go. Bit more cartoony. You might want to use something different for the bottom of that X-Wing. The round 2x1 or 1x2 tile piece, which, because it's very messy here, I can't find. But yeah, that works, and it gives that cartoonish kind of feel there with the cockpit like that. So yeah, there we go. It's a couple of builds. Like I say, if you're going to make micro scale or nano scale Lego, because it is cool, people do enjoy it. I have found that piece. You just have to get the representation right, you know, of that. If you're gonna, that piece keeps on falling off. Oops. There we go. That's actually broke. Is that piece? That's why it's not holding on. That piece isn't holding on properly. There you go. Cute little X-Wing. Yeah, there you go. You can actually do something else with this, I've just realised. For an X-Wing, if you get these pieces, in fact, what I'll do, that there for the engine, that there for the engine, stick on a 1x1, 1x1 plate. You could change the S-foils like that. Now, what this gives you doing that is a bit more of a blocky representation of the X-Wing. Depends on personal preference, but it also depends on like the style you want to go for in your Lego MOCs. Some people like that kind of cute feel. Crikey, that looks like the speeder as well, doesn't it? Let's see if I can recreate that. So, not colours the speed, I think it's like sand colour. It's got a bit of brown on it, but let's just use what's at hand. Let me steal the grey from the A-wing. I mean, that looks like it itself, doesn't it? Let me just throw that on there. Give that again that kind of cartoon feel. Off you get. And add that. Come on, you get. This isn't going to actually work, but let's just see what it comes out like. On you get. Gives it a fair. No, it will not. On you get. That's okay, isn't it? Not too good. What would work better is that and that. There's actually 3 engines on the on Luke's speeder. 1, 2, 3 at the top. That doesn't work. Yeah, if you wanted to create loads of these little MOCs, little nanoscale ones. You can do what you want, but if you know, I mean, you can do. One of the things that's pretty important is making the feel of the whole scene or whatever you want to create have the same kind of style. Yeah. Like I say, if you were gonna do more cartoonish feel, make sure you keep that throughout the whole of the mock. So there you go. They could actually be turned round for that. I mean, that works on its own, just like that, I think. And you could add the engines like, oopsie daisy. This is getting ridiculous now. You could add the engines. That won't work. No, it doesn't work at all. That is not the way to do it, I don't think. It's because of those blocks. So yeah, if you're ever just going to play with Lego, you know, and just have a little mess around, just do that. Just kind of like keep on trying and keep on seeing what works. And you will, at the end of it, you'll create something you really like. I mean, I've just realised that could actually work as a tie interceptor with the two things there, the two S foils. That's a bit too much actually at the back. There, but I mean, that does work in its own. And if you were going to create a tie interceptor mock, sorry, I've not had that on the camera. If you were going to do that, you could have that being hidden by a part of the scene there somehow. I don't know how you would do it, but it kind of works on its own, doesn't it? Like that. So yeah, there you go. This is a very, very untidy desk. Let's do one more ship, shall we? My first ever, well, the most successful nanoscale, microscale model was that, and that chasing it, which is the start of what became to be known as A New Hope. It wasn't called A New Hope first though, was it? It was literally just that taken on my carpet. It went viral. That's how I started actually doing all this. But yeah, I've added an extra piece to the Tanti 4. It's this, which gives it that extra. In the film you'll see that it's got like a kind of a raised bit there, and the engines are there at the back like that. I think the Family Builder guy adds that at the back, which makes it longer. I think it's like that actually, does it? But I just like it like this. Let's see what that does to it. That does make it too big, but again, that could be a cartoon sort of thing. And there we have another A-wing, which is literally just that piece. What else could we get away with making out of the pieces I've got here? I'm not sure. Oh, I know what I can make. Stand up. It's over here. So you get two of these little pieces, whatever you want to call them, and then one of these bad boys, turn it upside down, and you've got my patented attack walker for you to make. One of the reasons that I do all this is, you know, one, I think it looks all right and shows a level of creativity, but also I think that this, like Lego, has become very unaffordable. The sets, I think, certainly, obviously the massive sets, and I just wanted to like knock it down to its basics and be creative with as few pieces as possible to allow people to enjoy it and go back to that creative side that Lego. I don't think it's lost it, but I think that it could lose it, and That's something I wanted to be a part of. Just checking, I suppose. But to be honest with you, the more I look online, there's so many different creations and things like that. I just feel as though a lot of people, certainly in the public imagination, the muggles, the non-Lego people, think that Lego is just expensive and just for kids, which in some ways it is, but also I think it's great to have a lot of creativity added to Lego. I think a lot of people have said this, but I just wanted to do that and show that Lego is, for me anyway, at its best when you're being creative and with as few pieces as possible. Well, let me just have another little thought. I'm trying to find an aerial piece. Not sure if I've got it here. Don't think I do. Oh, never mind. Let me just have a little look. Might be in my little box of pieces in here. So I'm working at the moment on a Harry Potter scene. Working on that Hogwarts Express. I can't wait to get it finished. These are going to be the trees. So this is actually taken from somebody else. A lot of people do this with these pieces. Those are going to be the trees. With those on top somehow. Maybe that on top, I'm not sure yet. But I wanted to make the Hogwarts Express somehow. Which I am going to do. Like so. It's going to be basically, that's going to be the main part of it. And then these are probably going to be the wheels underneath. Might be too big, those wheels, but I'm not sure. It needs a black. I'm not going to finish it now, or even attempt to make it now, but it's going to have a black roof. But I'm going to be doing snow scenes, and I'm going to be using these beards. Maybe not that one. These little beards as little snowdrifts. And that is a little tunnel coming out. So I can't wait to get that finished. I'm going to give it to a Lego charity to give off to some kids. So anyway, there you go. Thanks very much. And yes, please subscribe. Take care.